Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl, the Bedrock Beauty, and I want to welcome you guys to my first ever video on this look that I'm rocking today. This is a get ready with me / Valentine's Day look. So if you guys want to see how I created this, just keep on watching, and thank you guys for the support. Love you. I'm going to take y'all through my daily routine, from prepping my face to my eyebrows to my lips, face, everything. So let's get started. I use the CoverFx Mattifying Primer, and it also helps with acne. So I start by putting that all over my face. And I try to focus more on my oily parts of the face, which is my T-zone up in this area. Okay. And then my favorite part is the brows. So I normally use several different products to do my brows because Lord knows. So I just bought this NYX eyebrow gel, if y'all can see that. So we're gonna try this and see how it works. And by the way, I'm using the NYX brush in number 18. It's pretty much like the Anastasia one that I'm not paying $20 for. And then I just proceed to fill in any gaps. Wow, I actually like this a lot. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. Yeah, that looks so much better than I thought it was going to look, compared to this raggedy brow over here. And then we do that same process again. I need to go get my eyebrows threaded so bad. And if you mess up, we're going to go over with some concealer anyway, so don't stress yourself out like I used to. And just blend that on out. And so now we're going to clean them up. I always go back to my old school LA Girl concealer. It's like $2 at your local beauty supply store. And I just go over any imperfections, clean up any hairs, because you know I need to get my eyebrows done, so just clean up any missed hairs. And then I don't do the whole halo thing. I just do right under here and then right towards the tail. I don't do the halo. We just do the other side. And if you make a mistake, don't stress yourself out, because trust me, we all do it. Like right up in there. I'm just going to clean that up a little later. So I use just a flat concealer brush like this one. Nothing fancy. I don't even know who makes this. It says literally concealer brush on there, if y'all can see that. Just take your brush and just bring, I just like to bring the product down and blend it into my skin so it don't look so artificial. With makeup, blending is your best friend. And see, that looks so much better than before. Now we're going to work on this side. And like I said, if you mess up like I did, because this is a little sparse over here, just fix it and keep it moving. Then let's blend that out a little more up in that area. Because you want them to look on fleek, but you want them to look natural. So that's my finished brows. For my eyes, you always want to prime your eyes. No matter how much money you spend on your eyeshadow, if you use you can get some cheap eyeshadow, y'all. Get some cheap eyeshadow and just use a primer, and it will pop. Like, it will pop and you won't even know how much it costs. How many times do I get, oh girl, your eyeshadow looks so cute, and I spent like $2 on it. So don't be ashamed to go to the beauty supply store and get you something for cheap, because if you do it right, nobody will know. So I always start off with a primer. I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. This that Urban Decay eyeshadow primer right here. And you just go ahead and drop the top. Oopsies. And you just go ahead and put that all over the lid. And that's just the perfect base for your eyeshadow. And for those who don't want to spend the money on the Urban Decay, NYX has come out with this new primer, and it's for glitter. But when I tell you, it makes your eyeshadow look incredible. It's like most times I grab for my NYX versus the Urban Decay. This glitter primer is the bomb. Like, you can get it at Ulta, which is like my second favorite makeup store. And we might actually end up using the NYX one too, because I think I'm going to throw a little glitter on there and get your boo something sparkly to look at on this Valentine's Day. So after I do that, I let it sit for a little bit, and now we're going to work on the eyeshadow. So my favorite thing to do is to use eyeshadow pigments. Of course, I love all kinds of eyeshadows, but the eyeshadow pigment comes up so much better. Like, I don't know, it's like concentrate, like orange juice from concentrate. That's what this is. So I always lean towards my NYX. Well, at Ulta, these are literally like, I always catch them on sale, so they're like $2 at the most. So, using my handy dandy broken top to my highlighter, I put some of the pigment on there, and we're going to work from there. So I'm starting off with the color. What color is this? It don't tell me what color this is. It's called Sky Pink. Sky Pink is the color of the first eyeshadow. And normally I don't go in with a plan. I just go for it, and then if I don't like it, oh well. So let's grab a... First, you always want to start off with a transition color. So start off with a transition color, which, like I told y'all, I'm cheap. So a lot of the stuff I use is affordable. You can find it at Ulta for cheap or the drugstore. And anything that I find for cheap, I'm going to let y'all know in the bottom bar. So I use this Profusion palette. They always have these at the checkout when you done got done buying all this crap, and now you trying to get me to buy some more stuff, and I'm a sucker. I always end up buying more stuff. So I'm going to use this color right here as my transition color. You just go ahead and just put that pretty much, not all over the lid, but towards the crease area, just willy-nilly a little bit. I don't normally have a path. I just go with the flow. And most of the brushes I'm using are from e.l.f. because e.l.f. makes pretty good brushes. You can even clean them. But this one is the e.l.f. contour brush. Let me show y'all. This is the e.l.f. contour brush. And it's pretty much just a fluffy tip. And it fits right up in here. And then we're going to go ahead. So then for the eyeshadow pigments, I love using this e.l.f. concealer brush. There we go. This e.l.f. concealer brush is pretty much a flat brush. Gotta be careful not to use too much. Take a little bit of pigment, and I always start from the inner corner, and then I start out, and then I'll come back to the inner corner to fix anything that we messed up. So we're gonna put the Sky Pearl right here and just kind of blend that a little bit out. And I always do my eyeshadow first, because if you do it after you put your foundation on, you see we got fallout all right in here, and that will mess up your perfectly blended foundation and concealer. So I always do my eyes first. So we go back until you get the desired intensity of the color. I'm real outgoing, so I like the most outrageous colors, and I wanted you to know that I got eyeshadow on. Okay, next we got the color. What color? pearl. So we had sky pearl. Now we're going back with pearl on top. And using the same brush, you just dip that in there. And go right on top. I'm going to use some MAC eyeshadows that I just got. There we go. This nice matte color here. This is the color Grape Satin. We're going to get us a new makeup brush. This is the LC brush. This the LC brush. This thing done been through a lot. And I'm just going to use that. Then you're going to take that color and we're going to put it right up in here. Just dab it in there. This look is similar to what I did for my girl Jamie's wedding a few months back. And for me, I love a good ombre eye. So I'm probably going to put a darker purple here and then we're going to blend this all together. So you go back over on this side, do the same thing. Then we're going to take this NYX Jumbo Pencil. And you just go ahead and... I like to be a little messy with it. Just a bit. It don't... Just on that outer part because we're going to blend that out anyway. So just make little dots. Little dots. Then we take that C brush we just used and blend it out. Blending will become your best friend. I think since it's Valentine's Day, we should go ahead and glitter it on up. So I like to use this new indie brand. It's BeautyBarBaby, and they make some incredible glitter. So let them know, tag them on Instagram, Facebook, and let them know that the Bedrock Beauty sent you to them. So you can purchase this on Etsy. I'll link all that stuff in the bottom bar. But this is the color Twinkle Twinkle, and it is phenomenal. So we about to put some glitter in our lives right now. So I like to use this Wet n Wild brush for when I'm doing glitter. It's just a random flat brush, and I use it for when I do glitter. So remember that NYX primer we talked about? What I'm going to do is I put a little bit on the brush. Just a little bit. And then you take your glitter and sprinkle it into the lid. And just dip your brush in here. And then we're going to put it right in here. Right over that pearl color we did. We're going to put it right there. Be careful not to get this in your eye because glitter in your eye is a terrible experience. Please do not do it. So you just pack on that color. Pack on that color. And try to fill in any empty spaces. And don't be like me and get glitter everywhere because me and glitter do not have a healthy relationship. I always use this Kiss. It's like $4 or $5 maybe. And it has this cute little wand. I need to get some more of it. It's got this cute little applicator wand. And it's made specifically for strip lashes. So we take the little lash. Make sure you got some product on there. And just coat the lash. Mine are kind of old. I need to go ahead and toss these. Coat the lash with a good amount. And then make sure on the ends of the lash you put a little bit more product. And I always let it sit on something. Don't mess up the glue, but put it down somewhere so it can dry. And I let those sit and dry. And while those are drying, we're going to put on some mascara. So my favorite mascara right now is by NYX Cosmetics Like, this mascara, again, was one of those times where I was in line getting some stuff that I didn't need, and I came across this, and I've been in love ever since. I need to get the full size bottle. But this is the Hello Lashes by It Cosmetics. This girl, you see I have no lashes. No lashes. This, even if I didn't wear my fake lashes, this will change your life. So we got to grab our handy dandy mirror again. Hello mirror. And go ahead and coat these lashes, because we want our falsies to blend in. Remember, the word of the day is blending. I like to make sure that everything is done before I put my lashes on, get them time to dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some eyeliner on and try to do some other stuff to our face until the lashes are dry. So I've been loving the Urban Decay 24-Hour Glide On eyeliner. I had it in a purple color, and I finally got it in black, and it is just like the bomb. So I don't know about y'all, but I have an inner goth girl in me. So I love a dark eyeliner. Just line the bottom lash. You don't have to be as intense as me, because I love a good eyeliner. So now that we got our eyes done, which I think takes the longest out of everything, now it's time for the face. So I use different foundations depending on what day it is, but lately I have become kind of a matte junkie. So we're going to use our Studio Fix Fluid. So I'm going to use my Morphe 439 brush. Yeah, I know it's dirty. Don't talk about me. And I start off with 2 pumps, sometimes 2.5. And then I just dab it into the skin. And then we just blend it out. And make sure you always blend this neck area down. And I got a lot of hyperpigmentation right up in here, so I try to focus on that more. And then I'll go back in with maybe 1.5 pumps to kind of clean any mistakes. And just dab it on like we did before, because I like a full coverage foundation. Blend down. So now we got our foundation on. We're going to work on highlighting. I don't contour that often unless I'm going somewhere, so I'll kind of do a slight contour for you guys, but nothing extravagant. So I just got my hands on this matte concealer. So I just got this matte concealer in the color, or well, in the number 7. And we just gonna highlight. So this is the color here, number 7. And just highlight your normal highlight areas, which is under the eye, the bridge of the nose, right on the forehead. I do a little on the Cupid's bow, and then a little on the chin. So here we go. So you do a triangle type of feel for here. See that? And then on the forehead, down the nose, Cupid's bow, chin. And use whatever blending sponge you like. I have tried the Real Techniques. I have a beauty blender, which is so dirty. So it's whatever you want to try. So today we're going to use this Real Techniques brush because it's clean. So I use this mixture. I use a mixture that's similar to the Smashbox Primer Water to saturate my blending sponge. And if you guys want to see a video on how I made this, just let me know down below. So you just spray it. Try not to get your lens wet until it's kind of damp. And then just blend. Remember, the word of the day is blend. So just blend this all out. So I have a beauty marker right there that I want to get rid of. So I'm going to put a little more concealer on there. And then to set my under eye, I use a combination of this Airspun powder and my Laura Mercier setting powder. I always mix them because the Airspun has kind of a yellow tint to it, and the Laura Mercier, for us beautiful black brown skin women of color, it gives a white cast if you are not of a lighter complexion. At least for me, my experience, I get a white cast. So I like to mix the two because the Airspun has like a peachy kind of undertone, yellowish, and then the Laura Mercier is straight ghost powder. And I don't intensely bake like I used to. So just take your sponge. And this is just to help so your under eye don't crease. And just place it right under all the highlighted areas. I just dab a little bit on there. And not dab like the dance. So to contour, we going super cheap because it is so hard to find contour colors for us women of color. At least in the drugstore, because remember y'all, I'm cheap. So I use the Black Radiance Concealer Stick. There we go. The Black Radiance Concealer Stick in the color dark. And you just go with your natural contours here. And then again, I wet my Beauty Blender Real Technique sponge. And I like to blend in an upward kind of motion. And then I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Y'all, it's been through a lot. And we gonna kind of intensify that contour just a tad. And then I like to use just any kind of powder brush to sweep off that excess powder. For blush, I like to mix a few different types of blushes. So for today, we're going to use the e.l.f. blush palette in dark. Y'all, look at this palette. Like, you cannot tell me this palette is not bomb. And what I'm going to do is, I normally mix this color here with this darker color here. And I like to use the e.l.f. stippling brush. This the e.l.f. stippling brush here. And you don't have to put too much on because a lot of women don't like the blush because it's kind of like an unnatural, I'm wearing makeup type of deal. But I want you to know I'm wearing makeup. So I just mix those two colors. And just on the apples of the cheek, just stipple it in. See, not too much. I just use a little bit. And we're getting close to the end of this long process. My favorite part, which is highlighting. So I normally use like 30 different highlighters. So what we're going to do today is I always start off with a cream highlighter or a liquid highlighter. And I use the Becca Liquid Illuminator in Opal, I think. Opal. And I use this as the base for all my highlighters. Even if I don't put the Becca on top, I use this Becca as the base because it just makes everything pop. So just go over your highlighted areas, the highest part of your cheekbone here, here, down the bridge of your nose here, and a little on the cupid's bow. And then I always use a little to highlight my brow. Then I just use my finger to kind of get that, blend that in. We should make a drinking game. How many times I say blending or blend, you take a shot for us that are of age. And then again, I spray my Real Technique sponge with my Smashbox Primer Water DIY mixture. And then you just blend that out. And even without the powder, that is just incredible. Just look at that, y'all. Like, what? And then just blend that out. I'm going to put some powder on top. But look at that. This is without the powder. Without the powder. So, for us folks that don't want to spend a lot of money on a highlighter, like normally my go-to highlighter is the Makeup Forever Pro Duo. And I have it in the color, I think this is the first one, the lighter one. And so what I'm going to do is I always start off with this. So I start off with using my Morphe M511 brush to highlight with. I originally got it for eyeshadow, but it highlights like no other. So we're just going to dab that in there and just go right on top of that highlight. Ooh, that might be a bit much, y'all. Ooh, girl. And then just blend that out a little bit because I want it not to be super crazy. But, ooh. Ooh. And then just on the tip. And girl, we are glowing. We are glowing right now. And for those who don't want to spend, I think this was $49. So for those who don't want to spend $49, there's actually a makeup brand. It's actually a UK brand, but you have to check your local Ulta to see if you can find it. But Makeup Revolution, some of their stuff I don't really care for, but their highlighters are to die for. So I normally, like when I'm feeling really gotta see glow, I always reach for this one. And when I tell you, I'm going to swatch it for you guys. When I tell you, look at that. Look at that. Like that is, it has like gold flecks in it. It's amazing. And last but not least, we're going to do the lips. So we're going to do a red lip today. So we're going to start off with this Wet n Wild lip liner in the color 717, which is berry red. Because what's Valentine's Day without red? Like nothing. So we're going to line the lips. And I kind of like to line a little bit in the middle. So we're going to wear the Retro Matte Liquid Lipstick from MAC. I know a lot of people don't like it. But me personally, I wouldn't wear it for Valentine's Day because it smudges. So don't try to kiss your boyfriend because he'll have redness all over his face. But we're going to put this on. A lot of people don't smack their lips together, but I do, so. So here's the final look, guys. I wouldn't be me without a headband because I cannot stand hair in my face. So here it is. And I'll link all the products that I used in the bottom bar. Any Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff. I'll link that down in the bottom bar. And I just want you guys to know that I love you guys for watching my video. And I'll see you next time.